the Grow Your Business podcast, Laffy, and I make this on my wealth of knowledge accumulated over the past entrepreneur. So you can grow your own small business. Subscribe so that you don't lose. Well, hello everybody. At least it's recording this. If it's listening, then in here. So I just wanted to today. I know I've been doing a lot. This is going to be do this to talk and thoughts today. Now, this came of with my husband, my best thinking, and yeah, it was off and get chatting and some a lot of my podcast result of conversing that, and yeah, we I can't remember talking about the business. That was it. Yes, we were talking about the pandemic and how a lot pivoted and turned, and it kind of dear in my head this notion, and notion is having of being basically that online and off same can coexist. A lot of people think online business or an off, maybe why do you need a website? You are you offer online or you do, but in a lot of cases, it's a black or white situation. It's not exist and quite often of these things to make your bill. If we go back to my retail days, a few years in business, I was say before in previous podcast when I first left my at a sink and I went and started some training. At first that was very much a sort of and offline me. I did a look, which was great because you got to make bouquets and deal with customers, think about how you did, and you actually got to do this and with a real life face situation, IRL as you nowadays. So some business where I actually art some of the gifts on at first my business, and then there was the where I wedding fairs for, but I also social media to there. Now I don't have my shop anymore, purely a wedding florist, and this fab each other small grow. I still run a weddings only. Now it's very much again mix of online and in the pandemic or anything, but it's my website, everything like that kind of to attract the that I want to attract, the kind of work well with them. But there's also the in-person, perhaps having where people find you online, but then to you in face-to-face ideas, and they get to meet you and things like that. Now, interestingly, I paused there for us. This was recording. So a few years back in 2017, I'm in my business where floristry business. This is what I every 3 years, you just get to a point and you realize some things or improve. And so I was going second 3 year and finding that with the was very interesting because I still had my retail shop, and I found that I would have couple coming into the shop flowers versus the ones the kind of people into the shop and hey, I'm getting married to date, wedding flowers, can I make an appointment, that sort of thing. Very different online. So the were not necessarily being in my work, the local flower shop could come in and see wedding flowers and that would carry every single flower, perishable stock. And there are like millions of different, but yeah, so you got a very in. So they came to me online. They people for example, they was maybe it's on Instagram, and they will get in touch with those people that they've already a little while on Instagram maybe looked at my for me. Out of that, that were much more aligned working. My business is people who they buy flowers from, they love me and they love my not just because I'm bothered about getting they want as a just having to budget or something. Just this was, and so to more of the online thing did was between the shop, I did a brand new website for the, I created a brand, etc. This was the right way to go. I started getting of those brides included, as opposed to simply just as I was on route up on the high street for so this is a prime example of like online and can coexist in your business. You may to sort of level line of business that you want to know. Businesses. In fact, when I first started in a year into my business, when I actually did my work experience, ran that was actually Linda, bless him, and when I was, but she had there was no email or nothing. She had .com or something. That was it. And she struggled. She relied on people knowing that she could spot. As a result, when I took over, being a younger generation, I'm accustomed to using presence in general. Exactly what I immediately started the Facebook and made the world of difference. But did without the other. I couldn't have just the online sales have just relied there. You need to, or at least I did in that. Maybe years into having this, I actually got, which was much better than, and it started. Emotions that I had when anxieties that I was kind of this website provide. But what if I spend this back? And in hindsight, I needn't. So. And I was very fixed looking at the audit, and absolutely did bring orders, but there was very excuse me. So the orders that came through the website itself, it was the peripheral stuff. It was people who would look me up online and then maybe ring up to order. Interestingly. It actually, a lot of the time that tended to be people who were shopping for a group of people. So say an office whip round or something like that, and there was one person put in charge of ordering the flowers. So they would usually look online, see what I've got. They'd probably okay that with their team or whoever at work, and then they would ring up and say, "Hi, I'd love to order such and such a bouquet." So that sale was as a result of my website, but didn't come through my website. They actually spoke to me in person. There was also things such as, funeral flowers, sad occasion to talk about, but people don't like to order that sort of stuff online unless it's a tribute done at a distance, for example. But quite often there's a number of people involved in those as well. So, maybe a family group get together and decide to, purchase, club together and put a certain amount of money in for the flowers, and they all want to put it into one arrangement, or they all just want to order them together or something, for example. So the website was crucial to this. They'd look me up online, they'd usually discuss with each other what they wanted, but quite often they would come in physically to the shop and say, explain the situation, and then they would say, we were looking at maybe ordering this, we've seen it on your website. So again, this is a prime example of one not being able to exist without the other. Yes, there are a lot of online only businesses, which is fantastic, but it doesn't have to be a separate thing. So whether you're purely online, maybe you've got an Etsy shop or something like that, which is great, or maybe you are doing what I did when I first started out, and you have like a market stall at a local market every Sunday or something. You can still have a different type of presence. So, if you have the market stall, you can still have your online presence. If you've got your online shop, you can still maybe go and do local craft fairs or something like that. Use these things to your advantage, do what's best for your business. But I wanted to come on and chat about it today because I just think it's really interesting. It doesn't have to be one way or the other. The two things can coexist very happily. So yeah, so that's my unscripted ranting for the day. I hope it's given you some food for thought. And if you think this applies to you, I would love to hear from you. Or if you found it useful, drop me a note and let me know. So take care, have a positive and productive one, and I'll see you on the next episode. Well, thank you so much for listening all the way through the podcast. I hope you found that really useful, and I hope you've got some actionable tips and knowledge to implement in your own small business. Please remember to click subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. And also you can catch up with me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.